Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Mark. Welcome to Retro First Hour, and on tonight's episode, we'll be playing Ape Escape 3 for the PlayStation 2. Now, part of me had wanted to do Ape Escape 1 and 2 before 3, but honestly, it really is the same kind of game, so let's just go into the most fun one, in my opinion. Let's get in the game. Now, before we do, today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Yeah, I try to stay as neutral as possible when it comes to the show, right? But I actually replayed Ape Escape 3 very recently, and it reminded me of something. And given the way things are going in games nowadays, it struck a chord, and I'll explain why. This is not Black Missile Kong, Dan. Good to see you, good buddy. Good to see you. Let's go to the game. Lordy, lordy, that is loud. Whoops. I forgot to turn it down. So, as I said, I'm going to have a little bit of a moan, right? A little bit of a moan, a little bit of a gripe. I try to avoid that, but playing this just reminded me of something, and there was something else I'd heard recently. I mean, just in general, all the stuff going on about Concord and all the other stuff, and fully Ramblematic with Yahtzee. He was talking about Astrobot, and he had said something that reminded me as well, right? Before we get into it, let's just see if Wookie and Everton want to join in. Let me talk about this game first. So this game, Ape Escape 3, an absolute gem. What was Ape Escape? It was game need to be up a little. Okay, I didn't want it drowning me out. I thought it might be a bit low. How's that? How's that? Cheers. So, Ape Escape is a platformer. Came about in the PlayStation 1 heyday of platformers, where everyone was getting a platforming game. And this was one of the more fun. I mean, look at this. This looks utterly ridiculous. The whole game is about catching monkeys. It's as simple as that. Monkeys, as you can see, they're all wearing these helmets. The gist is, somebody made helmets to make the monkeys smart, and they're going ape. And we have to catch them. Right? Now, special note, the first game in this series was also the first PlayStation 1 game, PlayStation 1, to require an analog controller. To require the analog dual sticks. It was very innovative of its time, because it wasn't for camera, even though nowadays it's for camera. It was for steering the net. Let's take a look at the options real quick. Subtitles yes, vibration off, quick morph no, quick gadget select yes. Camera movement, normal, screen normal, as the good Lord intended. Screen position, brightness, okay. Let's start the game. My name is what? My name is who? Oh, style? As I expected, that's a lowercase m. How do I get an uppercase? How do I get an uppercase? Oh, there we go. I just had to keep on hammering it. Silly me. Daniel saying, did they just go Super Saiyan? Yes, they did. It was actually more akin to Sailor Moon, Magical Girl moment. Anyway, let's enjoy the opening cutscene.
It's perfect. Very well. Let's team up.
Wonderful. An exquisite decision.
Ah, that schlock.
It begins. My revenge against those who laughed at me.
And to say Ape Escape 3, out of all the Ape Escape games, I believe there's 5 in total, but don't quote me on that. There was Ape Escape 1, then 2 and 3, and some other one on the PlayStation 2, and then the PSP had two games. I think.
There are monkeys all throughout the
So
town.
68, so whatever. But this was a PlayStation
Anyway, this is huge.
leading title. It was made by Sony, you know?
There you are.
And that's what I want to get into, actually. I'm literally waiting for Wookie and Everton to turn up. Because, and this is something that, Dan, I spoke to you about it one-on-one as I was just forming it in my head.
Those monkeys are loose again.
And I spoke to them about it one-on-one because, you know, we're all mates, just talking every now and then.
Television shows.
That sounds kind of fun.
But let's just enjoy this opening. Let's enjoy this opening cutscene a minute.
Everyone watching becomes a mindless couch potato.
Wookie, you're here waiting for something interesting to happen. Okay.
But as you can see,
Aw.
Spike and Jimmy and even the professor have all been affected.
Those being the heroes of the previous games. Okay, so,
If this continues,
I want to throw this out there, right? Ape Escape 3
world.
was made by Studio Japan. Does the name Studio Japan ring a bell? Right? Specifically Sony Studio Japan. Okay, maybe not. Studio Japan, Ape Escape, Ico, Bloodborne, Legend of Dragoon,
I hope Natalie will be okay.
and any of the Siren, Gran Turismo,
Now we know why
Parappa the Rapper, Ghost in the Shell,
That's the first time I've seen one of
anything,
these.
any of these, Jamalami, the sequel, obviously, Siren, I'm literally reading the list here, Blood, the Last Vampire, okay, let's talk about that one the better, Everybody's Golf, Wild Arms, Jewel Hearts, these guys are monumental people, Rule of Rose, some of the Bomberman games, Wild Arms, yeah, I remember that, Jeanne d'Arc, Shadow of the Colossus, The Last Guardian. Sounds like a good little pedigree, right? Here's the thing, they got shut down not that long ago, right? By Sony. In Sony's infinite wisdom, they shut them down. And this is a trend that I kind of really thought, because everyone keeps on talking about Sony as in, oh, they're this Japanese company. When it comes to PlayStation, Sony is not a Japanese company, right? Oh, so we got our net. Let's catch a monkey. Here we go. Sony is not a Japanese company. In 2006, they moved, right? Let me just double check this, make sure I get the actual names and everything correct before somebody calls me out, right?
Looking pretty good.
PlayStation Studios, formerly Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios, is a division of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Okay, that would be the Japanese company.
Monkey teleportation. Complete.
It was established in 2005.
what's going on here?
I guess
That is when
that everything
Sony
Natalie
moved
said
everything from
was
Japan
true.
to California.
I guess that those
PlayStation-
monkeys are causing havoc all over the
PlayStation is an American console.
world. We have to capture
It's not a
all
Japanese
of those
console.
monkeys.
Nintendo
Stop their TV
is
shows.
Japanese. Nintendo is very Japanese. Even by Japanese standards, they're Japanese. They are Kyoto.
Sure. Of course.
Kyoto company. They don't listen to anyone. That's where there's the division, right? In 2005, so the PlayStation 3, 4, 5, and Vita.
Providing support
That
to
was
you
all-
on your adventures.
That was all under them.
The warp pad
Studio
that
Japan
in our room was
just
destroyed.
was essentially
Found
kept
the
around
warp pad here.
as a little division
Head out
to keep on
go
developing
capture
games.
monkeys.
Knack, that was another one that springs to mind.
You've got a game
And over the
saving
years,
device?
they kept on just diminishing, little by little, and now they have basically no say. And there are plenty of games they worked on.
That's the shopping area just over there.
Just looking
There
at
are
this game,
quite a
right?
few shops.
And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because this game feels Japanese, right? I'm looking at this game. This was made by Japanese game devs for
That's the warp.
Japanese customers. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Let's hop into the map and just play around a bit. It's got that feeling, that delightful early 2000s je ne sais quoi that you only got from Japanese games. For examples, okay, and people say, oh, Japanese, okay, every Resident Evil game, every Metal Gear Solid game, every Castlevania. Japan's influence on video games, especially console games, from the PlayStation 1 and 2 era, tremendous. Tremendous, right?
Here on in, I'll provide support
And
to you using
I think I know, because every now and then I say they don't make games like they used to. I mean, there's this whole channel is about retro games.
Very important advice.
I came to the conclusion, I miss games when they were made by the Japanese.
The gadgets
Console games were more fun when it was primarily the Japanese just doing their thing. Because it's creativity, right?
capturing monkeys.
Now I'm going to say something that people are going to be upset about, right? You're going to be upset about it. And I have to be very clear here. I am not saying that America is bad. I'm not saying the Americans are bad. I know plenty. Awesome people. Generous people, kind people. But I sincerely believe that when it comes to American corporations, they are the most soulless black hole on the planet. Probably even worse than China. Probably. Because with them you can say, okay, the whole communist thing, they haven't got a choice. I would say American companies are they encourage on a grassroots level, right? American companies influence and encourage narcissistic sociopaths in power. Their entire everything from the ground up. It encourages narcissistic sociopaths in CEO positions. It is where good ideas go to die. It's as simple as that. And I believe that Sony lost their soul when they moved from Tokyo to California. And it's evident in the gradual degradation of their games since then. Yeah. And what was the game that we played years ago at mine, bro? You played it on here from the PS1 area. We shit ourselves laughing. Japanese business. Incredible Crisis. Incredible Crisis. But that was a perfect example of some of the sillies. If Incredible Crisis was released, and it was made by somebody not Japanese, that would be considered an indie game. Right? Because a game like that cannot thrive in the current ecosystem that we have with games. And look at the stuff recently, Concord. Look at that. Video games biggest flop. 400 million. Sony egg on their face. Why? Because as I said, American corporationism is just toxic. Oi oi Everton bloke, good to see you, mate. I'm midway through my moan. Right, I'm just going to give you a catch-up. I believe American corporations are terrible. I believe they stifle innovation. I believe they stifle creativity. They reward incredibly toxic, narcissistic, sociopathic behavior when it comes to CEOs. Look at Bobby Kotick. He's probably the closest thing we've ever had to Satan incarnate. CEO of Activision. Like, the sheer amount of bad decisions made by that man for gamers. Okay, I see something up there. Okay, look, there's a monkey up top. I can't get to him right yet, but he's got a camera in his hands. That's hilarious. And you say, oh, you're just talking. No, it's not video games. Look at Nintendo. Look at Nintendo. Nintendo is Japanese. Now, I have my own arguments against them, right? They're not innocent. I believe that Nintendo... Yeah, I finished the level. Ah, I left the wife behind. Nintendo are far too litigious when it comes to... I mean, look what they're doing to Pal World. So, you know, screw Nintendo.
Looking pretty good.
But on the whole, Nintendo has always stayed true to Nintendo. And you cannot fault their games. The Nintendo games are amazing.
In time attack mode,
Pokemon
you
games,
capture monkeys
amazing.
within a
The
certain
Mario
amount of
games,
time.
amazing. Legend of Zelda games, amazing. Metroid Prime, amazing. They have got a library of top tier games.
Each stage has its
And they
own
don't listen to
number of
anyone. People
monkeys
say, oh,
you
there's the
can
there's the
capture.
American version of Nintendo. Yeah, oh, what was that guy? Greg Bowser, which was hilarious because Bowser. They don't do shit. Okay? All they are is a publishing arm. That's it. Japan Nintendo makes the decisions. They make the games. They tell them, translate it, box it up, market it, piss off. They say, oh, we have an idea. Fuck you. We're in charge. Nintendo has those brass balls. Now, I'm not saying the Japanese, they have their problems. Japan has their problems. I believe their work culture
That's where you can learn. If
is
you want to
very,
quit, Nick, don't forget.
very toxic. The Suicide Forest is a testament to that. But I believe that they work with soul. I believe that they stay true to themselves. Whereas I think when it comes to American corporations specifically,
I'm going to warp over to you.
they tend to follow the money more so. Don't get me wrong, the Japanese one want to make some more money.
Probably want to practice
Everyone wants to make money.
training room.
But they're just so soulless about it. And I believe, hand on my heart, that Sony have lost their soul in the past 10-15 years. They've lost their soul. Ooh, let's use this. Yeah, and I know I'm going off on a massive fucking tangent here, but it is. Anyone who plays video games knows what I'm talking about to be true. PlayStation, back when the Japanese were in charge, brass balls. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, they came in and they were the kings of the console world. 2005, moved over, California, they have not captured that essence. Their first party games used to be amazing. Not with tech, I'd say, mate, still kings in that genre. Dan, we're not talking tech, we're not talking computerized, we're not talking about microchips, we're talking about people sitting back playing. Nintendo tends to ride the wheels off their franchise before they change. Yeah. So, we're talking about the creators, and by this movement, and I actually had spoken to Wookie, and Wookie said that he gets why they did it, because Japan is one singular country, right? And there's a difference between hitting 1 million versus hitting 10 million in the United States. Whenever, it was always a big thing, PlayStation 2, 3 era. Every single Japanese company, Capcom, Konami, Square Enix, they all parroted, yeah, I know, wait for it. They all said the same thing. We need to appeal to the West, appeal to the West, appeal to the West. Let's be very clear here. When they say West, they mean Americans. Because the Europeans were gobbling this shit up like nobody's business. We loved this shit. There was no problem. Right? We loved it. So, all those companies wanted to appeal to America. It was all about the red, white and blue. And the Canadians, but they don't really count. Because that was the goal. What we see nowadays with movies trying to appeal to China, you know, Marvel movies, Star Wars, all that shit like that, that's what happened to games turn of the century, to appeal to the Americans, because they wanted that big, juicy American dollar on their plate. And that's all it was. And to the point of they just moved everything there. Then you have Microsoft coming on the scene with the Xbox, and it looked, that's the way the wind was turning, you know? Cool. Sony is not a Japanese company. PlayStation division. It's not. And I miss when they were, because when they were, their games were better. Their products were better. Dan, you had said, not with tech, still kings in that genre. What? No, I'm actually going to call it that. Give me an example. And don't just say, because the PlayStation makes nice graphics. Yeah, it's a graphics card. It's a computer. No shit. I would say Nintendo are kings of the tech in that regard. Because look at the Switch. Look at the Switch. I think I have, you know, various criticism, but I think Switch is an amazing console. If I had to get one, I would get that. Why? Because they still had the balls to have a handheld. And the whole thing about it being, you know, divisory, the controls are amazing. PlayStation is... They haven't innovated since the PlayStation Portable. They haven't. They used to. Do you remember light guns? I mean, the PlayStation, it originally comes from a place of Oh, hold on, let me change this. What's with this music? TV chips, household items, every item. Those are, yeah, that would be the Japan. That would be the Sony in Japan. We're talking specifically PlayStation. We're talking video games. And don't say Nintendo don't do anything but gaming tech. Nintendo have been around for 100 years. They've done plenty. They've done plenty that's not video games. I thought that was a monkey for a second. So, we're talking PlayStation. PlayStation had innovated. PlayStation 1, you had innovation out the fucking wazoo. Light guns, steering wheels, all the multi-tap. Remember the multi-tap? The idea of, hell, the link cables connecting two consoles together. Do you remember that? The old link cable, the old multi-taps for having 8 players. Sony were the rebels because they told Nintendo, the whole reason we even got the PlayStation in the first place was because they told Nintendo, we want to use CD-ROMs, we want to take the tech further. And Nintendo wanted to be hardcore and keep with cartridges because they were concerned about piracy and they were concerned about saving face. Sony were the rebels. The iToy works better than the Kinect. Am I missing a monkey? I think I'm missing a monkey. Tech is the best in the world. Yeah. But we're talking about video games. We're talking about tech. Okay? Even though, any innovation. They had a lot of innovation. A lot of amazing stuff. But they have lost their way. The games that they make nowadays are soulless. Oh, double jump, do we? Oh, let's film a scene. Little Red Riding Monkey. Look at that, so adorable. Mr. Wolf, where are you? Oh, Little Red Riding Monkey. This is so silly. This is such a silly game. End filming, there we go. It's filming complete. Filming in Sibian Cinema, right? And even nowadays, right? Capcom. Their games are amazing. I mean, not even talk about the old games, right? What would you say best game of the year was last year? Best game of the year last year. There you go. Let me just look this up, right? Last year's, okay? I'm on a separate window. Game of the year 2023. What was it? Oh, Baldur's Gate. Cool. Larian Studios, Belgian. 22. Elden Ring. Bandai Namco. As Japanese as it gets. 2021. Oh, It Takes Two. Huh. Hazel Light Studios. Who the hell are they? Sweden. Nice. Game of the Year 2020. Okay, The Last of Us Part 2. I can see that. Naughty Dog. Californian. I can see that. I can see that. It was a good game. God of War. Oh, that was the year before. No, God of War was actually not. But aside from a smattering of games like God of War, and even then, like, can you really say that the past entries... I think the original God of War was better than the God of War we had now. I'm not saying it's not a good game. I'm saying that the God of War we got was groundbreaking. It spawned a genre. It was groundbreaking. What you have now, the God of War, it's a well-made game. Don't get me wrong. But half of it is a walking simulator with two NPCs talking to each other. And then you get to a big open area and you smack a few mobs with gameplay that actually felt kind of generic, and then you move on to another walking segment looking at the beautiful skyboxes. Whereas the original God of War, it was the gameplay loop was what was amazing about the first God of War. The gameplay was the hook. In the God of War now with the remaster, the story is the hook, and that's fine. A game can have a good story, and that can make up for a lot of things, right? Metal Gear Solid, arguably, the story is the real hook. Like, you play Metal Gear Solid for the absolute bonkers story. But let's not lie here, right? I'll give you the same with The Last of Us. Games moved on. I would play Ragnarok. I shall neither confirm nor deny, but I did actually manage. Okay, fine. I managed to play a bit of it at work during one of our last open days. We actually have PlayStation at work. Oh, the wolf. Extended free DLC. Okay, I mean, cool, but the gameplay was not fun. The gameplay was not fun. I had more fun with the OG God of War and the swapping up of the... It felt soulless. It felt like... oh, what's the name of that prick who made Heavy Rain? Help me out here, chat. What was the name of that prick who made Heavy Rain? He's like, oh, we want to create the French guy. No damn titles either in the new ones. Yeah, come on. What was that French guy? And Heavy Rain was a good game, but he didn't make. Oh, hello, monkey. He didn't make a game. He made an interactive movie, and that's fine. Interactive movies have their place. Look at Telltale games, Walking Dead. I love that game. I love that game, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? I don't believe all games should be that. There is a niche for them. God of War is not one of them. God of War is running around, wholesale slaughtering, gigantic, kind of like Deus Ex. Oh, kinda. Oh, hello. What's that? The Tin Man. Haha, gotcha. Oh, sweet. There's all the monkeys out to get. Kinda. Right? And when you think of like some of the worst companies to exist, video game companies, right? The ones that you say they've always got problems of some sort or another,
You really got
or
quite a workout.
they're scumbags. Electronic Arts shut down more amazing devs than they've ever fucking opened.
Welcome back.
Rest in peace, Bullfrog. I will never forgive them for that.
Monkeys must have been tiring, eh?
Activision.
So I made
Activision Blizzard. NetherRealm Studios, to a degree, like they've got a few skeletons in their closet,
different forms? Huh, like
but the amount of... And Ubisoft, okay, Ubisoft is Canadian, but honestly Canada is America's hat, so they're,
Of course.
to me they're the same.
Still putting the finishing touches on it, but it should be done
Yeah.
in time for the next
So-
stage. Huh. Well, I'll let you know
I-
if it will change you into
Anything anti-consumer came out of that. I mean, we had this discussion. Has he drawn breath yet? Me? No, not yet. Dan, we were talking about that recently. What was that game that we were on about, and we said the sequel was garbage. Fuck, what was that game? Saruman's Immobile Castle. Bravo, bravo. And okay, and it's the big thing in video games right now. Concord, complete, nosedive, right?
I'm entering the morph data
And-
file into the morph gear.
And here's the thing, because
It's
American
fast
companies
start
used to be
spending
good.
and making
BioWare
more
used to be
hacks.
amazing. Electronic Arts
You'll
used to
probably
be
want to
amazing.
practice learning how to use them
Activision
effectively.
used to be amazing.
Want to go over to the training room to try it out?
LucasArts. Wookie, thank you for reminding me. LucasArts was amazing. Shut down. They've become husks of themselves because they cannot exist in a world. They cannot exist in a modern world. Simple. Let's have my transformation. They cannot exist in modern video gaming. They have to screw the players. It's as simple as that. Unreal were amazing with the tournaments, now just an engine for lesser games. Well, I mean, they transitioned a bit. It's funny because Valve is American and they're good.
You'll have to be morphed into the fantasy
Okay, let me just see this bit.
special
Power for defending.
against the monkey's attacks and move forward against
Oh, nice. Okay, I need this. How do I keep my guard up? Do I just walk in there? I mean, I guess my guard is up. No. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, it's automatic. Sweet. Nice. Yeah, Everton, this is me taking the breather. But it's just so infuriating because these policies and these practices, right? It deprives good developers from their jobs. It deprives good creators from the opportunity, and it deprives gamers from good games? Who's it benefiting? And ultimately, at the end of the day, who is benefiting? Because massive corporations making record profits by, you know, all the bullshit. Okay, what bullshit am I talking about? The over monetization of games. Look at The Sims 4. Look at that shit. $1,000 for DLC? Fuck you. Konami and Namco have stayed somewhat true to their OG practice as gamers. Konami, there was a period of there where fuck Konami was a thing.
Give the right unlock. Once you've mastered the capture,
They look like they are coming around. I'm not sure if they have I'm not sure if they have recaptured any of their lightning in their bottle, but they were bad people for the longest time. So there's a lot that they can be forgiven for, there's a lot they cannot be forgiven for.
you catch on fast.
Okay, special attack.
Take the
Yep,
right analog
that's what I'm doing.
spin it.
Capcom, for a while there, Capcom started going downhill on the disc DLC from the PlayStation 3 era. That is where they were going. They were going a very dark path. They have since bounced back. Capcom have bounced back. Bandai Namco, they've stayed true. They've stayed true. Can't fault them. I love me some Bandai. I mean,
I'll be back.
only criticism I'd say is that I think their games are overpriced. But they're true to themselves. Love me some Bandai. Love me some Capcom. Simple. Simple. Square Enix. A bit all over the place. A bit all over the place. Oh, forgot this.
You'll be able to morph once you morph energy can be found on the ground.
Okay. And European games as well. Like European games. Bit of column A, bit of column B. Wait, what am I doing? I can transform into a fancy knight. Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog are Naughty Dog don't make Crash Bandicoot anymore. They do The Last of Us, right? And that actually reminds me of something about The Last of Us. Hold on, let me get this. Come on. Oh, a smack and a half. Oh, wow. Double block. Gotcha. And here's the thing that I've also noticed when it comes to American game devs, right? And it's very typical to... It's such an easy target to talk about DEI in games, right? What does DEI mean? Diversity, something and inclusion. I don't remember it, right? But everyone's pointing to that as the big boogeyman in games lately. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. I haven't researched it enough. But what I will say is that there is a massive Venn diagram of previous game companies, like Naughty Dog doing The Last of Us, and them changing the formula for the sequel. Integration? Nah. Equity, that's the word, equity. Which equity is bullshit. You want equality. Equality means everyone gets a chance to prove themselves. Equity means they all get the same pay at the end of the day. Like, no. Not everyone is going to be Hideo Kojima. Not everyone is going to be Miyazaki. You know? Everyone should have a chance to put their game up and say, this is what I can do. But not everyone deserves more than that. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's an argument for another day. Argument for another day. If memory serves, The Last of Us made 18 million in sales, right? Lifetime sales. Come here, you. And The Last of Us 2 made 10 million in sales. Now, a lot of people weren't happy with the direction that the story went, etc, etc. But 10 million in sales is still a win. It's still a win, right? However, look at it in context. To go from 18 million to 10 million is not a win, right? And whatever. and it's also a big thing. Everyone online, and you will see this. Oh, go woke, go broke. And people will point to games like The Last of Us and say, oh, but it sold 10 million. Bullshit. Well, you know what? To go from 18 million to 10 million, you can't claim that that is not going broke, because if you look at it in a vacuum, yeah, it made a lot of money. Did it make anywhere near as much as the previous one? No. So don't draw the lines in the sand, right? Don't piss in my ear and tell me it's raining. Come on, can I smack the ground first before I transform? Oh, I thought I was going to open up a secret area. Yeah, don't piss in my ear and tell me it's raining. There was another game. Not The Last of Us. There was another game. Dan, help me out here. Where the sequel didn't do it anywhere near. Okay, Ghost of Tsushima. Tongue-tied. I can never say that one properly. Ghost of Tsushima. Right? If memory serves, Ghost of Tsushima was also by Japan Studio. Let me just look that up. Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima. There we go. Ghost of Tsushima. Japan Studio. Sony Japan Studio. People who made this. Now it's been ripped apart. The people who make layoffs. Tsushima. Yes, thank you, Dan. A little bit late. You mother... Get over here. Get over here. I'm not going to claim one way or another, right? Because there are plenty of amazing devs out there who are women. This isn't a man and woman thing. It's not, right? I mean, some of the best friggin' devs we've had. This is not a man and a woman thing. What this is a team made a game, and the sequel was taken away and given to someone else. Why? You would think if people want more Ghost of Tsushima, they want it from the same director, they want it from the same producer, they want it from the same artistic creative ideas, they want it from the same people. Otherwise, what's the point of making a sequel if it's not going to be a sequel? You can't just slap a name on something and say, this is the sequel. Yeah, I saw the meme, yeah. That's what I'm getting at. And same token, if there was a development studio, majority women, and they put out an amazing game, and they took the sequel away from them to give it to someone else, I would call bullshit. I would call tremendous amounts of bullshit. Okay? There needs to be this understanding that people want games by the people who made those games. Holy shit, this rant of mine has gone on for 40 fucking minutes. But this is something kind of near and dear to me, right? Because I like retro games. You see that? There's a reason I'm not sitting here playing fucking Overwatch or Final Fantasy 14. I like the old games. But here it is. Just one big complaint. One big complaint fest. I'm old. The world was better when I was younger, etc., etc. Right? Or maybe I've got a point. Maybe the world needs to stop, especially when it comes to video games, and stop ruining things that we enjoy for the sake of whatever reason. Like, you'll come from different walks of life. Whoa! Look at that! Look at that! That was a massive thing. Everyone wants to sit back. Some people play games for fun. Some people play games for sport. Some people play games to unwind. Okay. It doesn't matter, right? And you're allowed to say what you like, and you're allowed to say that you wish that there was more of the thing you like. That is not heresy. And ultimately, who is it really benefiting? Who is the ultimate beneficiary? Because if the game devs, let's use Ghost of Tsushima as a perfect case study, okay? Their dev team, they made a great game, people bought it, love a good game, company made a ton of money. Everyone's happy in this scenario. Every single person is happy. The dev team can't make the sequel. Who's happy about that? No one. I'm sure they would have loved to make a sequel. I can't speak for every single one of them, nor will I try to. But I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say they would want to play it. People who played Ghost of Tsushima are going to want... I don't know. Ask Sony. Ask Sony. They're going to... The gamers who liked Ghost of Tsushima, they want more of the thing. They're going to get a sequel that is not more of the thing. They're going to get a sequel that is made by someone else. Get over here, you. Oh, wow. I had to determine how that was going to go. So, and probably, don't quote me on it, right? But I'm just going to rub my crystal balls here and look into the future. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima is not going to sell as much as Ghost of Tsushima is. Rather than the dev team though, where they're making something else, where disbanded, high turnover. Let's see. Let's see. Ghost of Tsushima. The dev team is Japan Studio. They were disbanded by Sony. They were part of the layoffs in the past couple of years. Right? Hold on. Because the cutscene's gonna run here. Hold on. I would like to quote this one, right? I'm looking at Wikipedia, but honestly, it's pretty good, right? Hold on. In a statement, Sony stated that as of 1st of April 2021, ironic date, several additional Japanese studio staff announced their departure from the studio. Team Asobi was moved into PlayStation Studios June 2021. Right. Okay, reorganized. Where's the bit about the layoffs? I've got a ton of tabs open here. Oh yeah, Bungie. Sony. Remember when they bought Bungie? Halo. Away with them. Remember how great Halo used to be? PlayStation Studios. No, that's the same tab. Why have I got the same tab open? Okay, here we go, right? This is from GameDeveloper.com. May 30, 2024, this year. Sony gutted PlayStation Studios to keep room for future growth. 900 layoffs. All part of the plan for Sony. Right? Quote, in response, Nishino said the job cuts were a reaction to a dynamically changing industry and claimed Sony had to make some layoffs so it can reinvest in an appropriate way. Okay? Expanding on its business. Okay, here we go. Japanese company. Again, Japanese company. PlayStation is American. Fuck you. Also revealed PlayStation 5 has become the most profitable console generation to date with over 106 billion in sales revenue. Those billions weren't enough to prevent redundancies across PlayStation Studios. In February, Sony cut 900 jobs across key studios, including Firespite, Insomniac Games, and Naughty Dog. PlayStation Studios London was also dead in the water. So, honestly, Wookie, ask Sony why Ghost of Tsushima devs had to get shown the fucking door. Get rid of cash idiots. Yeah, Dan, because they're shaping. Sorry, I'm just gonna look back at the tab again because something here stuck out, right? Let me just pause this. I'm so emotionally invested. I'm actually angry, right? PlayStation Studios SVP Herman Holst feels the layoffs sweeping across the industry are the consequence of the windfall studios and publishers received during the pandemic, when many people around the world were isolating indoors, spending more time and money on entertainment products. I'd forgotten about that. This is why I said American corporations are centered around narcissistic sociopaths. Sorry, call it what it is. Because when COVID happened, everyone was stuck at home, yada yada. The reason we had all the layoffs is because all these studios invested because they thought that this magical growth out of fucking nowhere was going to go on for years. They thought this is just how things are now. They didn't stop and say, you know what? This is an anomaly in the past 100 years. We've never had a planet locked down. We've never had, not since the Spanish flu, right? This is a one-off. People are at home. Netflix went up. video games went up. Why? Because what else are people going to do sitting around at home all day without a job to go to? That was a blip, an anomaly. Anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together knew that. But unfortunately, all these studios had to say, look, our revenue's going up. Give us all the money, reinvest, open these studios, everybody. And you know why? Because if you had a boardroom full of managers, right? If 5 managers said, listen, this is unsustainable, just enjoy it while it lasts. The one who says, no, we're going to keep this going, we're going to make all the money in the world. Full of shit, the investors, completely cut off from the world, listen to that person, and this is where we are now. This year, more layoffs in the video game industry than the last 20 fucking years combined. We have had more layoffs this year, not since the great video game crash of the 80s. Has developers, designers, programmers laid off. Why? Pricks in boardrooms. That's why. Pricks in boardrooms. It's as simple as that. Because they looked at COVID and they thought that this is how it's going to be forever.
Cool. Check out that awesome dragon.
And it pisses me off. And this is why Ghost of Tsushima people, gone. Why? Same decisions by those same pricks. Fuck them. All the Bobby Koticks of this world. Fuck all of them. Simple. Wookie. Critically acclaimed studios and talent are expensive. Cheaper to disband that team and use the money to raise a dozen cheaper teams and hope to find another winner. Counterpoint. Counterpoint, Wookie. It's a very good point. But counterpoint. The company that made Dark Souls. Help me out here. Help me out here. Company Dark Souls. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. From Software. Thank you. Thank you. Derp. Dark Souls. Elden Ring. Armored Core. Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. You get a good team. Keep them happy. Don't fuck them. They're going to continue to make good games. They're going to continue to make good games. With feeling, with nuance, with passion, with auteurs, with construction. Stuff made by people who give a shit. Isn't it amazing? And people will buy those games. People will buy those games. People will buy those games. It is simple. So, for Sony, right, to sit there... Oh no. I have the audacity to fire these people. Cool, you know what? We had the same... COVID also happened for From Software. Difference is they weren't stupid about it. They weren't stupid about it. Can I do a big finisher? Nope, I can't do a big finisher. Oh, hitting the shot through the heart. There we go. I do believe I got him. Capcom. Resident Evil. Look what they've been doing with that lately. Look, just look what they've been doing lately. Bandai Namco. Having an amazing year. Daniel, just check dates for London Comic Con. It's next month. We're going to have plans for that weekend, I'm afraid. Aww.
Well, that is just awesome.
Yeah. Wookie, I get what you're saying, but why is this not happening to From Software? Why is it not happening to Capcom? Why is it not happening to Bandai Namco? Why does this seem to be uniquely isolated on one specific region?
An exquisite idea. Very well.
Did BioWare deserve to get gutted?
Here for a bit.
I don't know. Do those studios have parent companies?
So,
I mean, look,
Spectre is behind
probably.
all of this.
I'm not going to pretend I'm smart enough to know who owns everything and where,
You
right?
don't know him?
And this isn't a cop-out, right? It's a cop-out, right?
That wants to
Bandai
rule
Namco,
over all men.
parent organization, Bandai Namco Holdings. That fucking narrows it down.
To be one of the most popular
But
monkeys at the monkey park.
just look at who's putting out games.
Evil when he put on
Look at who's putting out the games. Look at where the shutdowns are happening. Look at how this year is going.
I'm their glorious leader. Obviously,
And this game, right? I can't believe it. I've literally bitched this entire video what was supposed to be a 5-minute tirade. Wow, I'm impressed with myself. Blackadder, please.
So I wanted to get a look at who it could be. I must say I'm quite relieved it's over.
Yes, that's me.
What?
That is me today.
You still can.
Look at how things are going for Ubisoft.
Again, I won't make the same mistake.
Look at how things are going for.
This time I've teamed up with this huge.
Print out all the devs
Do you mean me?
and throw a dart,
That's right.
and you're gonna find
I
problems.
am human, yet the end of humanity. These monkeys have won me over.
Look at it. This right here. This right here is straight Japanese schlock,
I'm 145 pounds.
and it's beautiful.
Hair. My favorite color
It's
is turquoise.
beautiful. It is silly.
And they call me Dr. Tomoki.
It is nonsense. It is a cultural divide,
Introduce yourself normally.
and it is appreciated. Right? Best viewers on best viewers on Suck My Knob.
Hear from you fools.
That's right.
It's a different feeling, right?
It's Tomoki.
When
How have you been?
there have been essentially 3 major producers of console games: Japan, Europe as a whole. You say, I mean, look at the British devs: Tomb Raider, Time Splitters, Grand Theft Auto. Hello, Medieval, Urban Chaos,
So anyway, relax
Fable.
and enjoy our show.
Some good stuff. Some good stuff to come out of the UK. Love it, love it.
Glad to
And America. America's also got some really good stuff. They have had some good stuff. Mass Effect, loved it. Dragon Age, loved it.
Are you friends with that guy?
Star Wars games, loved them. So this isn't these people make bad games.
We've got to capture
Everyone can make good games. Everyone can make good games. But you need people to give a shit.
How old that monkey was.
You need people to give a shit about making the good games. And unfortunately, I feel like we're in an era where people don't give a shit anymore. Banana heat.
Hey,
gadget. I'm going to warp over to
I don't think the makers of games give a shit anymore.
it'll let you go zipping and
I don't think a lot of the developers give a shit about making a good game anymore.
How to use it in the training room. Want to go over to the training
No one wants to
room and
innovate.
try it
No
out?
one wants to try something new. No one wants to take a risk. It all has to be created by committee. Schlock. It has to be created by committee. Schlock. No one's gonna take a risk. Meanwhile, who's ultimately suffering for that? Good game makers and people who want to play something different. Am I a businessman? No. Am I talking out of my ass? Probably. All I know is playing a game like this makes me feel happy like a small child. And a game like this cannot exist in the modern era. It can't. Right? And this was also touched upon recently by... Oh wow, I missed that. Was touched upon by Yahtzee when he was talking about Astrobot, the PlayStation 5 game, right? It's got a bunch of nods and it's talking about games, all that stuff, right? And he made a list of all the games it referenced. Also Japan Studio.
I'll be back.
And he pointed out that out of the 120 games or 160 games, whatever stupid number it was, of references the game has, only 2 are on the PlayStation 5. Only 2. The rest are from their heyday, the PlayStation's heyday. So Astrobot isn't a celebration of PlayStation as a monolith. It's a museum of a once great empire that has since fallen. That's how it is. That's how it is. I'm not quoting him 100%, but that was the general gist. And it's true. What made, right? Hear me out, because you guys are roughly the same age as me. We're all from the same generation, right? Insert British Museum joke, exactly. Right? You had PlayStation 1s and PlayStation 2s. Do you believe that a PlayStation 1... Think of your favourite... I'm basically massaging the controller now very, very erotically. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Don't mind me. I'm taking this into a very dangerous place. When it comes to doing it, the palm has better grease than the thumb joint. Your favorite game, would it exist in the modern climate? Would it be a modern game? Probably not. Probably not. Like some of my favorite games, I've always said my favorite games of the PlayStation era, right? PlayStation 1 era. Harvest Moon, Front Mission, Digimon World. Basically, almost all exclusively Japanese games. A game like Front Mission 3 would not exist in the modern climate. A game like Harvest Moon would be classified as an indie. We need Stardew Valley to do that. It has to be an indie game. No company would touch that shit. Digimon World, no. Wouldn't exist nowadays. Arguably, that's more Bandai's fault than anything else. And yes, there are Digimon games out. I was just playing Next Order a few nights ago. You reckon Tekken 3 would hold up today? I'm sure. No. I'm being very specific here. Would, listen very carefully, Daniel. Maybe I misspoke. I apologize. Would somebody create Tekken now? When was the last time a big video game developer created a new fighting game? Is anyone going to invest in making a fighting game? Or are we going to make another Tekken, another Street Fighter, another Soul Calibur? Exactly. Because don't forget, the PlayStation 1 had plenty of fighting games. Plenty of fighting games. Riding coattails like most... Exactly. Tekken, the first Tekken game, came out of somewhere. That was them trying something new. That was an investment. That was somebody sat there with an idea for a game. Let's make a game. Mortal Kombat, yep, another one. Sequel. That's all they can do. I think the last new fighting game I enjoyed was BlazBlue. That came out on the Xbox 360 era. I love that game. That was a really well made game. I had so much fun with it. So much fun with it. Get over here, you. Get over here, you. Oh, there's a speedy little bugger, isn't he? Oh, wow. What on earth? How on earth did I muss that up? Oh, what the... Come back here, you. I love BlazBlue, but... Okay, Dragon Ball games, also good fighting games. Budokai Tenkaichi, represent! But... Won't happen today. Won't happen today. No one is going to create a brand new fighting game. And maybe to a degree, that's our fault as well, because I don't see it selling. Same with music. Shite nowadays. 90% of today's music is remixed versions from the 80s, 90s and noughts. Yeah. By the same token, okay. I don't input the blame completely, because it's a question of investment, but no one's trying. No one is trying. Maybe that's bad on us. Maybe we say we want to play the new Mortal Kombat instead of allowing someone a chance, but I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that simple. Ooh. Start filming. Hey, it's another Don't these ever run out of pellets? Playing airsoft. Where you at? Oh. Got the director. Got you. Where's the other one? Oh, it's over here. Missed him, missed him. There you go. One more to go. Do you think Dynasty Warriors would get made nowadays? Probably not. And I know my man Wookie loves Dynasty Warriors. You know what, Wookie? Just for you, because next week is Spooktober. First game of November. Dynasty Warriors. For you, mate. Love that game. But I don't think Dynasty Warriors will get made nowadays. Yeah. I don't have a solution. All I can say is I know the problem. Problem is games have turned to shit because they've lost their soul. Dynasty Warriors started as a fighting game rather than hack and slash. Indeed. It did. But, okay. That's how it started. Superman. Super Monkey. Duke Nukem and DMC were made today either. Right? Especially, Dan, when you consider how DMC came to be. Onimusha and Resident Evil's bastard child. Onimusha because they had the juggle physics, like, oh, you know, this is ridiculous, but hey, let's keep this in. It seems kind of cool. And Resident Evil 4, them going back to the drawboard over and over and over again, and they decided to keep the old design. Yeah, it wouldn't happen nowadays. You wanna know why? Because they would never go back to drawing board with Resident Evil 4. They would keep on it. It would be designed by committee. They would never say, this mechanic is fun. Let's put this in another game. No. Mechanics don't matter. Mechanics get in the way of them making a game to be cinematic. Doesn't matter. They'd spend 50 million on getting mocap and high profile actors before they'd spend 5 million on R&D for something fun. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, you know what? That's me. Let's talk about the game. So this was Ape Escape. I love you, Ape Escape. You're an amazing game, and I'm sad that we're not gonna get another one of you. I'm sad we're never gonna get another Ape Escape game ever again, and I'm sorry that the people who made this game are not gonna have an opportunity to do this again. And people, today's fortune. Yeah, let's go for it. Oh, tell me your birthday. I'll read your fortune. Ah. Okay, well, I haven't unlocked. Look, these are all the monkeys to capture. Hilarious. See? Look at this. This is just extra. This is just extra stuff. And games don't do that now. It's sad. So, thank you, Ape Escape, for being a part of my childhood. Thank you for making me smile even now I'm an adult. Game dev costs have spiraled in the last 30 years, so investors are incredibly risk averse. Yeah, well, you know what? Not every game has to be 200 million. Stardew Valley. One guy, Stardew Valley. He learned music himself. All that shit. You know, Elden Ring. Let's see the budget for Elden Ring. 200 million. Pretty high. Okay. Let's look at Dark Souls 1, the first one. Dark Souls 1 budget. Approximately 20 to 30 million. 20 to 30 million. That's good. Okay, it came out 14 years ago, whenever the hell that was. Still good. That is a good price, and of course, it's the build-up, isn't it? Armored Core 6 budget. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? I can't find any solid information on how much the budget was, but... Oh, wait, how much the development cost for Armored Core 6? Nope, nobody has that information. They're keeping that very, very tight to their chest. Okay. Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 was a bit of a misnomer because they actually pushed that into a different part of the company. Dark Souls, because they were working on a different game. I typed in Dark Souls 2. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Dark Souls 3. Did we get the budget for them? Nah. Never been stated publicly. Damn. Damn. It would have been good to have a point to look at and discuss, but you take what you can get. So high. I just realised, look, I'm wearing the monkey's hat. Ah, that's so funny. 20 to 30 million for a game isn't that high, but Harvest Moon, Back to Nature, was not a high budget game. Front Mission 3 was not a high budget game. Plenty of games out there do not require high budgets, and the budgets usually come down to making it look beautiful. Anyway, let's play Guess That Character, yeah? Guess That Character. Today's topic is more Mortal Kombat ninjas. So last week, for those who are playing along, we had all the ninjas from Mortal Kombat, and I told Dan I really practiced restraint because I was going to have the Mortal Kombat 1 sprites, and they were just color palettes, just to screw with people, because, you know, they had the exact same silhouette. But let's be fair, this week, slight change, it's going to be the female ninjas. No, not Shinobi. Kunoichi. So, who's playing today? Dan, are you in? Wookie, are you in? This is going to be all the ninja heroines from Mortal Kombat. I want to see some names. Oh, there's Daniel. Daniel's in. Good. Just writing up my little scoreboard on my little bit of paper. And what'd you say, Wookie? You still there? Do you want to have a guess that character? You know you do. I'm just saying incredibly risk averse. I mean, look at Concord. There's no reason that deserved to be 400 million. It was a looter. It was a friggin' shooting game. I guarantee, right? Concord. $400 million and 150 people in the core team, right? You could have given 4 million to 15 people, and they would have made a better game. I'm not saying a nicer game. I'm not saying a more spectacular game, but 4 million in the hands of 15 specific people. You know what you get? You get Minecraft. You get Stardew Valley. You get Castle Crashers. Do those games not exist? Anywho, so I guess Wookie has already had enough of me. Understandable. I'm a bit of a dick. Dan, you are up. If you're playing along on YouTube, first of all, thank you so much for putting up with my bullshit for an hour. This is not something I usually do. Usually I'm way more calm, way more fun. But today, this felt personal. This has been weighing on my heart ever since I heard Yahtzee talk about it in his Astrobot review. If you haven't seen Yahtzee, check it out on YouTube. Second Wind, fully ramblomatic. Yahtzee's an amazing person. One of my biggest... the man inspired me to be doing this shit right here. Along with Kadikarus and Spoonie. Right, number 1, eyes down. Boom! I'm going to give you a hint, Dan. Pay attention to the weapons. The weapons are the key to victory in this one. Stay hydrated. This show is not sponsored by Gatorade. I like it. Kitana. Daniel says Kitana. Perhaps. I love the model, the picture I got. Look at that shadow. I love it. It looks so good on this background. I was so fortunate to find a transparent picture of Kitana with that shadow. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. I wish they could all look that beautiful. Very well done, Dan. 1 point for you. Next up, eyes down. Boom. So we've already had Kitana, the blue ninja. Melina. If you mean Melina with 2 E's, I will of course accept your answer, because who else, you know. It was in fact Melina, and you would be surprised how hard it was to find that picture. Oh yeah, we're having a good bit of tit and arse in this one as well. You gotta love the MK designs. Mortal Kombat probably triggered more puberty in boys than... I don't know, Britney Spears, I don't fucking know. I don't really follow the 90s. So, oh, Daniel straight to the punch with Jade. So Melina, okay, so Kitana was the fan-wielding blue ninja. Melina was the Sai-wielding pink ninja. You think it's Jade, the staff-wielding green ninja, do you? Well, you know what, I can tell you what. You are exactly right. Well done, Dan. Well done. And that, I believe, is the Mortal Kombat Deception costume. Once again, tits and arse out the wazoo. Which nowadays they don't do because whatever reasons, because welcome to 2024, fuck you. Number 4, eyes down. It's going to only get harder from here. Ha! Ha ha! Going to get harder from here because we're doing all the hot chicks. I crack me up. Now this one, I couldn't find a picture with the weapon. Maybe the hair will help? I mean, there aren't that many. There's only 2 ninjas left. Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade was not a ninja. It was Tanya. Mercenary bodyguard to someone or other. Was it? Wait, was that Jade? No, Jade was Tanya was... Oh yeah, yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. You're still doing very well. You've already beaten the par. Last one, eyes down, the hardest of the bunch. Boom. There's only 1 ninja left. Sindel was not a ninja. Come on, Danny. This one is one of the more recent entries. She was voiced by that Megan Fox. It was Scarlet, the dagger wielder, the blood god character, the red ninja. Well, you know what? You got 3 out of 5, a good score. Well done. If you're playing along YouTube, did you beat Daniel's score? Let me know in the comments. So, this was a good, personally speaking, I enjoyed today's video because I got a lot off my chest that's been weighing me down, and I keep getting ideas every now and then to talk about it, but I don't. So this was just a lot, maybe a year's worth of vitriol building up and blowing out. Ape Escape, as I said, love you as a game franchise. Rest in peace. We're not going to get more of you, and people aren't going to get the opportunity to make more of you, because that's just where we are nowadays. Sad. Truly fucking sad. Next week, however, is Spooktober. We're going back to basics. Halloween special. We've got, do we have 4 Sundays or 5 Sundays? In 4 Sundays, okay. 6, 13, 20, 27. First one. Ooh, maybe we're gonna go back to basics. Ooh, that's a game I never got around to doing. Let's dip into the PlayStation 1 and maybe play Parasite Eve. Yeah? You're looking forward to it? So am I. Until then, though, stay safe. God bless. Give your mom a call. She'll miss you. Bye.